Did you ever live in Humbermount, or did you always live in Deer Lake?
I always lived in Deer Lake, but I did stay in the, they had cars on the siding down there for the crews.
Yeah.
Because one time you had a local between Corner Brook and St. John's to Corner Brook, number 15 and 16. And then you had your number 1 and number 2, which was your foreign, used to call it, and the 15 and 16 was your local.
So there was one set that went from Port aux Basques to St. John's, and...
That's right, and then from Corner Brook to St. John's back to Corner Brook was your local. Well, you get 3 weeks, what we used to call down the foreign, and then a week on the local.
So you
get a spell.
You have a break on that one. So anybody else in your family connected?
No.
So now anybody after you? I mean, did you start anything? Or?
No. Well, when I finished up, the railway was finished up, I went over and driving bus went in training for bus driving in '68.
So you were
transferred over to the buses, and I went driving there. Then I was driving there for like 6 years. And then I drove between Corner Brook and Gander most. I was in St. John, Port aux Basques, but my run was between Corner Brook and Gander.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 1974, after they promoted me to supervisor on the bus terminal when it opened on Corner Brook. And I was there until I retired.
But you still stayed in Deer Lake?
I still live in Deer Lake.
You're a dedicated man from Deer Lake.
Not leaving.
I can tell you that. Now, you brought along some things here. Let's start looking at a few of these, because for one thing, now I think I'm going to have to put something behind this, because this paper is not that thick, so the light may shine through it. So I'll put it against this background, because I want the camera to get a shot of this, and then you can...
This is the railway station at Deer Lake, about 1948, 49.
Right. Was this a relatively new building at this time, or
no,
had it been around?
No, that was there a long time. I would say when I shipped it up, first when the railway went through, they says it was at Lake Siding, about 2 or 3 miles west of Deer Lake. And at the logging started in the mill, and that they moved the station to and built that place in Deer Lake. And then there was the police office used to be there, detachment in the center, the post office, and the freight shed was all in, and the express shed was all in one.
Right. And of course the main street was just alongside of that as well.
That's right, but on the other side.
Right. Okay, that's that one. Now there's another one that goes with it, so I'll put this back up. Now this one...
There's a work train on the siding at Deer Lake.
Now this is the other side of the railway station, right?
Yes, that's right.
Sort of the back side.
Yeah, more south of it, yeah. And waiting for meet number 2 was the passenger's there on the stand, and she's on the siding waiting for number 2 before she goes back to work.
Right. But about what year did all this start to change?
I would say that's about 1941, that one there.
Right. But like I'm looking at all these railway tracks in Deer Lake.
That's right. Oh, yes, there was oh my goodness, one time.
Yeah, they had quite an operation there.
Oh, Bow Waters. And
yeah.
You couldn't get in there. Times used to have to take cars and put them off at the northern siding, and bring some going east. You had to put them off to Pins Brook.
So
wait for a clear out.
Right. So about what year did all that start to vanish? Back in the 80s?
No, that was back in, I say about 69, 70.
Really, that far back?
Yeah.
So it was started to be taken away? And
it's only last year they knocked down that shed.
Yeah.
That big shed, Bow Waters out there.
So now they got all that space up there right on through. They got lots of room out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, God love you for keeping all that, because we could do a whole show on just this stack of papers I have here, but I'm gonna hold one of them up, and then the rest of them I'm gonna go through some of them, because when we start telling people what's on these, I'll hold this one up for the camera, and you just tell us just basically what this is. It's
as a way bill for Newfoundland Railway before Confederation.
Because the date
is on it is 1920.
This one is 46.
1946.
Now some of these go back to 1920 some odd.
1929, 19.
Yeah. But you still, when you took these out of the envelope, I was amazed, because we'll look at some of the names here. Because this one, I'm going to take this down now, because I want to just tell our audience. This one just happens to be November the 22nd, 1946, and it's to Mr. K.R.J. Proust. Now that name is extremely familiar to anybody in this area.
That's right.
And it was for, I think it's 5 bags of feed. and the total was $3.15.
That's from Corner Brook, or
So that would have been shit. Well, you know more about that than I do. Where would it have come from?
that's from St. John's.
From St. John's to Deer Lake, $3.15 for 5 bags of feed. So some of the prices here are really good. This one is for Mrs. Joseph in Deer Lake, and this is 1929. August the 9th, 1929, and it's oranges. And well, you tell me, because you can pick out the writing. What is
5
that?
boxes of drinks.
Some oranges.
1,000 pounds for $5.10 from St. John to Deer Lake.
Okay, this one is the IP&P, which is the International Pulp and Paper Company, which goes back to our mill basket shows. This is December the 16th, 1935. What do we have on that one?
75 boxes of sandwich bread, and 25, another 25 boxes of sandwich bread.
Right.
2,850 pounds, and the other one was 950 pounds for $22.80 from St. John's.
So, I mean, the shipping costs were absolutely unbelievable. So we were down to...
You wonder why you didn't make money?
Yeah, yes, that's right. But back in those days, I mean...
everything...
I'm just looking through, so just tell me, that one is different. What's that one?
This was customs, collector's warrant for delivery of goods that going to a ship.
Okay, so that was the Goodyear Humber stores in Deer Lake.
Yes, that's why the rail and steamer, see, one was coming across from North Sydney.
Okay, and I had to
You're
go...
coming into a foreign country then, see?
Okay, well, I'm going to hold that one.
Federation.
Right, I'll hold that one up for the camera, because like you said, it's a collector's warrant for delivery of goods, and as you said, it came from North Sydney, and when it came into the country, it had to be cleared through customs.
That's right.
But this was delivered to the Goodyear Humber stores. There's no price on this. This is just where it was checked through. So
checked through the customs.
Yeah, so there's light here. I'll just get, so I think they got a good shot of that. But it'll give you some idea. And I mean, the date on this is, what is it, 1934. So I mean, there's dozens of them that you have here. But,
I was 4 years old.
You were 4. Well, we didn't need to know that. I don't think we're legally allowed to ask you how old you are.
It'll make no difference to me.
It does. Well, what's this one? This is the Express Department. What is that?
That's the Express, yeah. That's your Express. That's the Roxy Theatre used to be in Deer Lake. And that's film coming to Corner Brook, Majestic Theatre, Corner Brook. And it was collect. It didn't put no...
Oh, okay.
Just...
And the date on that was, this is 1955, so this is a modern one, if you just, I don't know if we can get that or not, but this was your Express. 1955, the date on that
1955.
one. 1955. As you said, coming to the Majestic Theatre in Corner Brook.
From the Roxy Theatre in Deer Lake.
So some of the people, you know, that were associated with all these places were amazed when they see these things come up, that people still have it, you know?
That's right.
It will come out of nowhere. This one is from the Brotherhood of Railroad Trainmen. This is October the 20th, 1932. And...
That's from my father-in-law. He's dead and gone, and just plus his grievance.
Okay, we'll leave that one alone. I won't touch that one. What is this? This is a...
That's the numbers of your cars that...
this is like an
rolling
inventory.
stock, the list of your rolling stock. And your coaches were all numbered from 504 to 506, 750, 765, and 766 to 772. And then your dining cars, express cars, and your express refrigerators.
Okay, and how much they weigh? It is on there, 45 tons, 28
right,
tons.
That's right. That's their net weight.
And these are all these are the locomotives,
And
these
everything
are
was
the
there.
caboose cars, refrigerated cars. Now, refrigerated cars, that had to be the newer ones, right? When we get into refrigeration, we're getting...
Some of them, they used to have to put ice in the top.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had bins on each end, and you lift the top down in Bishop Hall's and
So we're not...
Bass and Corner Brook and put ice in.
Oh, so that was the refrigeration.
That's your refrigeration.
So I wasn't right when I said that was the newer ones. Okay, we're halfway through here. We're going to take a break, and we'll give you a chance to breathe a little in your soup, and we'll come back with the second part of the show. So we'll be right back after this message. Welcome back. back to our Railroaders program. Ron White is our guest today. Ron's from Deer Lake, born in Deer Lake, and it's been a delight to have you here. We got to get some of those stories that we were just talking about during the break on the air so other people could share them. We've got some more things to talk about. First of all, these two, I thought they were tickets, but as a conductor, you're there with your uniform. Just open your jacket a little bit because you've got the vest and you've even got your watch there. Is it this? Now you really look the part now. I mean, the conductor's looking at his watch to see if the train's
see if you're on time.
Yeah. Now, what are these?
These are head checks. Every time a passenger get aboard and you take his ticket, well, in between, on your division, you would mark the station symbol.
You would just, like, if you were going to Gander, what you would put it, like a G right here or something?
No, between Port aux Basques and Bishop Falls, you'd write them down at the station symbols. But from after you're going east of your division, which is Bishop Falls East, you put one of those plain ones.
Yeah.
You know that he was going over your east of your division.
Right. So, but this is how you kept track of it?
That's how you kept track. If you got on and went to Badger, I put down MW.
Yeah. Sort of like a boarding pass on a plane these days.
Right. And if you're going to Grand Falls, I put G. If you're going to Millertown Junction, JG, RG for Rowley, DR for Deer Lake, and CN for Cornerbrook.
Right.
And QR for Umberman.
Yeah. Now let's talk about this book. I love this book, and I'm trying not to hurt the thing because I know it's old. There's no date on it, but it goes back a long time. Obviously.
I was given that in 1953. That one.
So but the thing is, it's the stations and the cost of a passenger ticket.
That's right.
Between here I'll hold up the camera and I'll open it up a little bit. It lists the stations and the cost of a passenger ticket, and just to give you an idea. Between Deer Lake and Cornerbrook, for instance.
It was $1.10.
$1.10. First class was?
$1.30.
So what was the difference between first class?
You had the wooden seats in your second class and the plush seats in your first class.
And that was it?
That stepped you up.
Now, were there meals?
Oh, the dining car? Oh, yes.
But all that was, you had to go and pay that?
That was separate, yeah.
Yeah, not like on an air flight where they give you the meals?
No. No, didn't like that. Later years, just before she closed, I think they tried to introduce it, but it's too far gone.
Now, just out of curiosity, have you ever traveled on a train on the mainland in all these years?
I did travel on one, going to Toronto one time. I don't know, it's something after diesel come in that took away from it. It's like, I don't know what it is, there's something gone, but the steam locomotive, like your heart was in it. When she was beaten, I don't know what it is, or something that you try to help her with every breath, eh?
You were one with the
when
train?
she's going up the gas top, especially she's working hard. Well, you know.
You'd be trying to do it yourself, trying to make it go yourself.
Yeah, we used to have it was the, I think I will. That was when she was a pound under. Yeah. But it was, diesel comes almost like a car. There was no excitement anymore. It's gone out of it. It was just the same as in a...
It took the imagination out of it.
That's right, You go down and get that old steaming engine in the morning, you know. And around at that old 593, I went down the round after a good many mornings and got her in Bishop Falls and Cornerbrook.
The old 593?
93, yeah. It's up there in the home up now. Old engineers.
There's a lot of memories with that train.
Yeah.
That engine.
Yeah.
Now, was there ever a time when you would say, well, maybe I should have done something else, you know?
No, the best thing ever I done in my life. I wouldn't like, well, if I had to do it over again, I know, but I go to work for nothing. That's how I always feel about the train.
It just gets inside you.
Yeah.
Were you ever in an accident? Were you ever in one of these derailments?
I was in a derailment, but no one got hurt. I was over Codroy Palm one time, number 2, front engine went overboard, and the express car and the baggage car went into the bank, and there was nobody hurt. We just transferred them then by road. And was up in Gaff Hustle one time with number 16 out of Cornerbrook, and we got stuck the 12th day of May. We went in and come out the 15th of May month. And I had to crawl to the pole. They put a rope around my waist, and